Previously, when changing yarn colors, you may have noticed a jagged line where the two colors meet. Let's improve this part. The two legs are already joined together. Let's work a slip stitch and change yarn color in round 9. In my previous video, we cut the pink yarn and then change to the black yarn. This time, we won't cut the pink yarn. Let's keep it while changing to a new color. Join with a slip stitch. Slip stitch completed. Grab the yarn tail of the black yarn. Pull the black yarn through the pink loop. Pull the pink yarn to tighten the loop. Work one single crochet into the same stitch. Hold the yarn again, holding 2 strands of yarn at the same time. Pull the pink yarn through the complete single crochet stitch. Yarn over with the black yarn, and pull it through both loops on the hook. The first single crochet of round 10. Mark it with a stitch marker. Insert the hook into both loops of the single crochet. Pull the pink yarn through the complete single crochet stitch. Pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. Insert the hook into the single crochet stitch. Pull the yarn through. Pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. Repeat the same steps. Pull the pink yarn through the complete single crochet stitch. Then, pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. Work one single crochet into each stitch. Work 25 single crochets in total. I have completed 25 single crochets. Join with a slip stitch. Pick up the black yarn to work a slip stitch. Slip stitch completed. Pick up the pink yarn to make a chain. Let's move on to round 11. Yarn over with the black yarn and pull it through the complete single crochet stitch. Then, pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook. The first single crochet of round 11. Mark it with a stitch marker. Use the same method to work 3 more single crochets. Pull the black yarn through the single crochet. Then, pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook. 2, 3, 4, pull the black yarn through the 5th single crochet. Before I complete the stitch, I'm going to change yarn color. Pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. We need to change yarn color on this stitch as well. Pull the black yarn through the complete single crochet stitch. Then, pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook. Follow the same steps. Pull the black yarn through the complete single crochet stitch. Then, pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook to complete the rest of the single crochet. I have completed the rest of the single crochet. Join with a slip stitch. Pick up the pink yarn to work a slip stitch. Slip stitch completed. Pick up the pink yarn to make a chain. Let's move on to round 12. Hold the yarn again. Hold one strand of the yarn. Work 4 single crochets. The first single crochet of round 12. Mark it with a stitch marker. Two, 3, 4. We need to change yarn color on the 5th stitch. Before completing the stitch, grab the black yarn. Pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. We need to change yarn color on the 6th stitch as well. Change back to pink yarn before completing the stitch. Pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook. Keep using pink yarn to complete the rest of the single crochets. Continue working another round in the same way. I have completed all single crochets in round 13. Join with a slip stitch to close the round. Slip stitch completed. Chain 1 for the turning chain. Work 2 single crochets. The first single crochet of round 14. Mark it with a stitch marker. Two single crochets completed. Work a decrease. Work into both loops of the next 2 single crochets to make a decrease. The decrease completed. Before I complete the stitch, grab the black yarn. Pull the black yarn through both loops on the hook. We also need to change yarn color on this stitch. Change back to the pink yarn before completing the stitch. Pull the pink yarn through both loops on the hook. Work 2 more single crochets. 1, 2, 2 single crochets completed. Work a decrease. The decrease completed. Repeat the steps from my previous video for the remaining rounds. I have finished the 16 rounds. The body part is complete. In my previous video, I showed how to sew a triangle. You can sew the square the same way. Now let's sew the circle. Prepare a strand of white yarn. You can use a yarn that's slightly thicker than the black yarn used for the head to get a better effect. Thread the white yarn tail through a tapestry needle. Choose any spot to insert the needle. Push the needle out any stitch on round 3. And pull the yarn through. Leave a small yarn tail outside. The white yarn should be positioned on round 3. 1, 2, 3. Each stitch has like a line segment. We need to work into the front and the back ends of the line segment to sew the circle. Insert the needle through the front end of the 2nd stitch. Then push the needle out the back end of the 2nd stitch. Pull the yarn through. This is still a black gap that hasn't been filled with white yarn yet. Insert the needle through the front end of the 2nd stitch, which is the back end of the 1st stitch. Push the needle out the back end of the 3rd stitch. Pull the yarn through. This is a black gap that hasn't been filled with the white yarn yet. Insert the needle through the front end of the 3rd stitch. And push the needle out the back end of the 4th stitch. And pull the yarn through. Insert the needle through the front end of the 4th stitch. And push the needle out the back end of the 5th stitch. And pull the yarn through. Insert the needle through the front end of the 5th stitch. And push the needle out the back end of the 6th stitch. And pull the yarn through. Repeat the same steps. Insert the needle through the front end of 1 stitch. and push the needle out the back end of the next stitch. Then pull the yarn through to complete the rest of the stitches. I have finished sewing the circle. Let's compare the yarn color change methods. With previous typical method, the transition between two colors was uneven, with a visible jugular line where they meet. Using this improved method, the drawing looks much smoother, more seamless, and even.